So let's look at some examples of successful, scalable companies that started with venture capital. And you can see this graphic. It's stuffed full of some of the biggest name, most successful companies in the world. So we see the traditional, typical like tech companies like Google, online software like Google, like eBay, computer software like Microsoft, tech companies like Amazon, Apple, Skype, no surprise. So all the big name tech companies, almost every big name tech company that you know was founded with venture capital. Same thing on the biomedical side. So you see biotech companies, genetic companies, medical device companies. You also see, interestingly, what I would call old economy or brick and mortar companies, big names like FedEx, like Starbucks, like Home Depot, like Staples. So this is a very interesting list of successful venture-funded companies. Now, what makes each of these companies, in what way are each of these companies the same? What is the common thread that runs through each of these companies?
Leaders in the domain.
Yes. These companies are, each one of these companies is the #1 company in the world in their product category. So if I say to you, just think the first company that comes to mind in online package delivery, on-time package delivery. FedEx. And then internet search, Google. If we think sell coffee, coffee shop, Starbucks. So every one of these companies is the #1 company in their product category in the world. And this is not by coincidence. This is the way that venture capital investors select companies. We select to invest in companies that have the potential to become the #1 company in their product category in the world. Now, when we start talking about your entrepreneurial venture in the second section, so what creates a successful startup, we're going to start from the assumption that you are setting out to create the company that will be the most successful company in your product category in the world. And again, why do we do this? Why do we set the bar so high? Isn't that super, super risky? Yes, but when we succeed at doing that, we generate the most returns that we can generate with this venture. There are some other structural reasons too that I'm going to talk about in a later section, but just for now, you need to think about when you become an entrepreneur, if you want to raise venture capital, which you need to do in order to grow to significant size, you need to have a plan that targets your company becoming the most successful company. Let's say, okay, I might be more generous with you guys, like say, okay, you just need to be the most successful company in Asia or Southeast Asia. But smaller than that, nobody's going to be interested. So this is early advice before we get into this section. Start thinking big. Venture capital, and most of venture capital is equity investment, has not just created the successful brand names that I showed on a previous slide, but has basically driven the growth of 3 major industries over the last 50 years. Information technology, healthcare, especially med tech and biotech, and clean technology. So none of these industries would exist in the way that we see them today without the investments of venture capital investors investing in scalable startups created by people like you.